Hey, good morning. Happy March. March is always, I think, one of the most fun months, aside from holiday time. But like our anniversary to me just fires me up. It's exciting. It's a reminder of why we signed up to do this, why we're a part of this mission. I feel like we see our community shine, which we were just on a leader call earlier this morning. And that's one of the things that we do so well at Beauty Counter is this groups of women supporting women and elevating women. And of course, we're launching our new fragrance category, which is big, not only from a mission advocacy product innovation standpoint, because nobody's doing clean the way that we are. We are truly disrupting and changing and elevating an industry like we started doing 11 years ago. But also it's a big money industry, right? And yes, like even in Greg's, new we have a podcast, y'all, an Advocast, if y'all haven't seen it. I was just listening to the new one and she's talking with, why am I blanking on his name? Anyways, and she's said, like, I didn't start a nonprofit. I didn't start a club, right? I started a business because consumer businesses can change the industry and the laws quicker than advocacy can traditionally. So super exciting that we're launching fragrance. I am pumped. I'm going to kick off the call and then we've got Kate to do some shout outs. We've got Audrey that's going to shout out our DC earners. And then Melissa's going to share some other things with us. So we've got a lot of people sharing today. But first off, I want to welcome, if you're new to our team, we're so glad that you're here. We have quite a few new ladies. So I'm just going to quickly welcome all of y'all. So we've got Kimberly Henderson, Kimberly Parisi. Oh, here I go with the names, right? Christine, Chris Schwed, Justine, Marla Lopez, Christina Humison, Olga Gonzalez, Christina Smith, Belinda Sanchez, Melissa Machi. Sorry, I'm butchering names. I know it. Ruha Tracy, and I saw you're on here. Welcome, welcome. So glad that you're here.
Thank
Tacey,
you. I finally
sorry.
remembered to join in.
Awesome. Tacey, Jessica Schaefer, Valerie Gonzalez, Kathleen Damano, Alex Rizzi, Sarah Martinson, Randy Tenguma, Maria In, Emma Manchester, Elisa, I'm not going to try that one, Cheyenne Soderland, Amanda Vapp, Kim Reed, Carla Alvarez, Griselda De Leon, Christina, not going to try that one, Judy Winkle, Stephanie Caldwell. I see the chat's going crazy because it's probably because I'm butchering some names. But welcome. We are so glad that you're here. We love doing this. You as new consultants or advocates are just as important or more valuable than all of us that have been here for a while because your voices are loud and proud and we can all only touch so many people, right? And that's why it's so important to bring on new advocates is I can only touch as many people that I have access to, right? So we're all glad that you said yes. You are here for an awesome month to kick off your business. And there's just so many exciting offerings from HQ. I do want to remind all of y'all, all field call is tomorrow. I think it's at 11 Central. Save the date. Again, tune in, cook lunch, do laundry, pop in your headphones. And then there's also Tuesday training next week. Those are amazing offerings from HQ. And that's how you're going to feel connected to what's going on. And you're going to feel very clear on what HQ's priorities are and what we're offering to our clients and our community by listening into those. And of course, they're always recorded and shared out if you can't make it live. So we've got Kate Howarth, the most enthusiastic person on the team, to do our shout outs today because nobody can do it better than she can.
Aw, that's so sweet. All right. And I'm so sorry if I do not say your name correctly. I'm going to try my best. But if anybody knows how to pronounce it, feel free to shout it out at me. Okay. First of all, our start counting achievers, obviously welcome to the team. Second of all, you guys rock because you're already doing start counting. Awesome. All right. Milestone number 1, Belinda Sanchez, Emma Manchester, Valerie Gonzalez, Ruha Tacey, Melissa Machi, Elisa Milcharzik, Christina Humison, Olga Gonzalez, Christina Smith, and Jessica Schaefer. That is awesome. Way to get into it. That's utterly awesome. Yay! All right. We are going to do team top PV. You are awesome sellers. All right. Katie Cruz, Jamie Gill, Lindsay Miharg, Dana LaMonica, Sarah Christine Konacki, Tracy Case, Andy Platt, Roseanne Bissalon, Alyssa Hines, Suzanne Yessie, Sissy Reyna, Allie Fiesta or Spesta. I always thought it was Fiesta. Farron McHugh, Danielle Frechette, Tony Caldwell, Jennifer Yuan, Jessica Boyer, Becky Escobar, Megan Rawls, and Amy Brom. All right. Top Envy. You guys are building your businesses. Get new people to purchase and new teammates. All right. Way to go, Top Envy. Katie Cruz, Jamie Gill, Tony Caldwell, Roseanne Bissalon, Suzanne Yessie, Sarah Christine Konacki, Bo Freeman, Megan Rawls, Dana LaMonica, Sissy Reyna, Andy Platt, Alicia Gali, Stacy Boyros, Becky Escobar, Lindsay Miharg, Natalie Garza, Michelle Bourette, Farron McHugh, Pamela Lee, and Shelby Twoes. Awesome job, Top Envy. And then we're going to Top Team Builders. Way to go building your teams. That is awesome. Ooh, Audrey Vargas. 7. Awesome job. Jamie Gill with 5. Tony Caldwell with 2. And the rest of us all have 1. One at a time, ladies. One at a time. Liz Towsend, Dana LaMonica, Sissy Reyna, Kate Howarth, Andy Platt, Tracy Case, Lindsay Miharg, Melissa Brennan, Ariel Scupian, Natalie Garza, Krishan Solano, Becky Escobar, Stacy Boyros, and Bo Freeman. Yay! Way to go. Awesome job. Ooh, and Audrey V with 7. Beast mode. All right. Director bonus achievers. Sophia Lau Cayason, Christine Santori, Allison Henry, Natalie Stanley Westmeyer, Stephanie Dalton, Michelle Levy, Brooke Keibel, and Kate Howarth. Awesome job, directors. Oh, and then we have Managers Matter bonus achievers. Jennifer Yuan, Suzanne Yessie, Christine Wong, Sarah Christine Chonacki, Danielle Frechette. Hold on, low battery mode. Becky Escobar, Jessica Boyer, Roseanne Bissalon, Dana LaMonica, Lindsay Miharg, Allie Festa, Katie Cruz, Jamie Gill, Tony Caldwell, Tracy Case, Sissy Reyna, and Andy Platt. Awesome, awesome, awesome job. And then we have Director Top PV. We have Liz Towsend, Audrey V. Vargas, Christine Santori, Melissa Brennan, Michelle Levy, Stephanie Dalton, Michelle Shosa, Allison Henry, Natalie Stanley Westmeyer, and Paige Christ. Good job, Director PVs. And then we have Director Top Envy. Liz Towsend, Melissa Brennan, Audrey Vargas, Christine Santori, Kate Howarth, Allison Henry, and Michelle Shosa. Good job, guys. And then there are so many birthdays this month. I'm sorry, I did not print it out. And so many anniversaries. I don't care if you've been here for 1 year. Who's the longest that's been here? Is it, well, Shosa. 8 years? 8 years? All right. So if you've been here for 8 years or 1 year, so awesome. We're here. Sometimes we're doing awesome. Sometimes we're living life and we kind of stop making it a priority, which that's been me the last few months. Just know there's always time. It's always the good time to get back into it. Nothing to be nervous about. Just get back into it. So, yay, guys. Happy anniversary and happy anniversary to Beautycounter. And good job, everybody on the list.
Way to go. I'm going to jump in and do a little shout out for DC people. If you haven't been going for DC, you might be like, enough with the DC. We get it. You guys are working so hard. But it is a huge, huge honor, a huge competition, and means a lot for us to have any friends that make it. So many people were pushing this year. I think was really exceptional because I think we had the largest percentage of our team opt in and really truly be pushing. And we had so many names on the leaderboard, whether they made it or not. You guys made an impact and made a difference in your communities, learning along with you as you were pushing for the challenge. And that's the point. Earning the trip, yep, great. That's a great prize. But being part of it and learning and pushing yourself, that's where the gold is. You grew your business and you got eyes on our mission for more people paying a different kind of attention than they would have if we weren't sharing about that. So bravo to every single person that opted in, whether you had 10 points or 1,000 points, you made a difference and you did a really good job. And it was a pure joy partnering with you guys these last 3 months. And we had 6 people earn it, which from our team, if you're new here, our team, we are small but mighty in the scheme of Beautycounter. There are some people that have thousands of people on their team. We have a lot. We have a large group. It seems like a large is like 600 people. But for us to have, we had 6 teammates earn it. That's big. That is very big. Melissa Brennan, Christine Santori, Liz Towsend, Jamie Gill, Katie Cruz, and myself will be representing Team Big in DC in May. And I think we had 10 to 15 other people that were neck and neck in the races. I didn't write down their names. I'm sorry. I see a lot of you guys on the call. I know Christy, Allison, Henry, Andy, trying to see. I think that's everybody on the call that was really, really pushing hard, but there were so many. Congratulations and keep sharing. And as like March, this is our advocacy month. So maybe you weren't pushing, maybe you didn't opt in. You're going to be able to reap those benefits personally, professionally, and mission wide, sharing about our advocacy. And then even when we go to talk about, this is my teammate, look at them at Congress talking about this. It's not just the people that go that benefit from this. This is a way to get eyes on our movement in a totally different, non-salesy way to show we are going down. We are the only clean company. Sure, there's hundreds of clean companies now. We're the only one putting our money where our mouth is and trying to make change, asking for more regulation in the sector that we're profitable in. It's unheard of. We're doing that. And you are part of it. Every single person is part of it. So stay tuned, stay part of it, and we will help give you assets and resources to share.
Awesome.
Bravo.
Kudos, congratulations. And thank you for always mentoring everybody, going for every trip, Audrey. You are always leading from the front, and I know it means so much to all of the women that you're helping. Another little tip or trick that I did not plan to share, but like with DC and when I first started this business is you can all access the DC splash page and the leaderboard, and you can look for states that don't have a lot of people. And if you have friends or family or contacts in those states, or even just post, hey, anybody know anybody in Oklahoma? Because I think they have like one person once they filtered that leaderboard. Both my parents are actually from Oklahoma. I have cousins there that are millennials that I should get on board. But you can use that as a tool of like, look, there's nobody in your state sharing this and
Welcome,
advocating
Sasha.
for this. Like, you have the opportunity. And we know that we network beyond our states because of social media, but it's a
Sophie,
cool little tool that you can
yeah.
use just to reach out to people.
So,
Oh, okay, Michelle. She popped on from a director call, so she muted herself. And then I'm going to, new for new last month was the fragrance rollerballs and 20 fragrance samples, which was so awesome. I cannot wait to get mine in the mail. Unfortunately, I don't have like a filter for that. So what I'm going to do is announce the people that I know of according to our Facebook post who earned it. If you earned it, that cutoff was the 21st, right? They bumped it to the 21st. If you earned it and I don't announce you, or you have somebody on your team, please, please, please share them in the chat. So Melissa Brennan was #1 in earning that. Jamie Gill, who is on this call but not feeling well, hope you feel better. Roseanne, Liz, Alicia, Tony, Sarah Christine, Nicole, or Shelby, Audrey, Lindsay Miharg, Allison, Michelle Beret, Michelle Shosa, Farron McHugh, Aaron Hudson, Randy. I'm scrolling down. Who else got it? Bo, I know you got in there. Yeah, Suzanne, you got it too. Awesome. Congrats. Dana LaMonica, I see, shouted herself out here. Christine Santori. Melissa, I don't know that last name. Machi, sorry. Rachel Fields, Mary Gibson, Kendra, Michelle Benoist, Ali Festus, Cindy Nurbin, Christy Snyder. I saw you're on here, I think. Congratulations. Amazing. Has anybody gotten theirs in the mail yet? I think that's all that I've got that were announced, but please feel free, shout yourself out. Awesome job on that new for new. That was 250 new volume by the 21st of last month, I think. And next up, Melissa is going to share our bingo winners with us. And if y'all don't know, Melissa has an Etsy shop called Safer by the Sea, and she does awesome digital products for your beauty counter business. So check her out. That was the bingo line prizes are a digital product from her Etsy shop. And then a full bingo was $100 gift card, right? Is that right?
Yes.
Awesome.
So, similar to Michelle, I don't have everyone, I'm just kind of going by the Facebook post, or if you personally messaged me or Michelle or Audrey or someone and it somehow got back to me. So shout yourselves out if you earned bingo and I don't have your name here. And if you did earn bingo, please make sure to get in touch with either directly with me or with your mentor who will put you in touch with me so that you can redeem your prizes. Yeah. Okay, so I have Allison, Dana, Roseanne, Makanani, Natalie, how do I say her name? Anyone?
Natalie.
Natalie, thank you.
It's yes. So you can say Natalie, I guess, but Natalie.
Okay, thank you, Sissy. Katie Cruz, Christine, Sarah Christine, and Bo are the names that I have. So if I did not call you, please shout yourselves out in the chat and make sure that we have you down for bingo winning. So yes, you will earn one digital product per line of bingo. So like big shout out to like Katie Cruz, who I think got 9 bingo lines because she got all but 1 square. Oh, Liz got a bingo. Great, Liz. Get in touch with me so I can get you your prize, and anyone else, please do the same. And then for anyone who had a blackout, $100 gift card. I think I'm the only person that shouted myself out for a blackout in the bingo thing. So if anyone else got a blackout, that's extra yay. Go and shout yourselves out in there too, or tell us. Oh, and Suzanne Yessie. Okay, great. Well, contact us so that we can get you your prizes.
All righty. Next up, Christine Santori. I said her name right. Y'all, Christine, if y'all have been around the last, she said your year anniversary is March.
Yep, mid-March.
She, gosh, how do you even explain Christine? She shows up. She is present. She's always a light. And, you know, when I asked her to share like kind of her secrets to success, she got #1 in Indiana and blew everything out of the water. She was like, I don't have much to share. Like, you just do it. It's consistency and you do it. And I said, I know, but that's what it takes. And that's what people need to hear about. So without further ado, Christine, if you want to, would you just share a few words kind of about your experience over the last year in earning trips and earning DC? Yeah.
So, I mean, the good news is that it's really nothing you haven't heard before, and it's nothing you can't do. And there's no bad news. I don't know why I said that's the good news. It's really showing up authentically and never feel like you're being weird, because people like weird. People are voyeurs. They like to watch you like washing your face, even if you're not talking about the product. Talk about life, because they love it. Like, people are interesting in what they think is really cool. And then they message you and you form these authentic relationships, and then they build trust. Like, I know that I like to shop with people that I have things in common with, or that message me back and we start having conversations. So it's really taking the time and the consistency to build relationships. And I think that's what this business is about, because you have to have trust in someone to totally switch your skincare or buy makeup or be talking about something as personal as cancer or infertility. So showing up consistently, the relationships things are key. I mean, there's people that I've been talking to for 3 years online, and when I switched over the beauty counter, they were like, yeah, okay, I'm switching too, because they trusted me. And yeah. Also putting just time in your day, even if it's a few minutes, messaging people individually. I think that goes a long way. I do a lot of voice text because I do it often when I'm in the car driving, and I don't have the luxury of, texting and then editing it. And I think it's just more personable that way. They can hear your sincerity, they can hear your excitement. And that way it's easier on me. I can do it in bed. I can do it in the car. I can do it on my walk. And then the other thing is good customer service. They can shop with anyone in Beauty Counter, or they can just shop on the website. But I try to really make it a point to have good customer service and follow up when someone gets their product. And if they get a regimen, I send them just like a little visual of the order that they need to do it in, because they're not going to go to the website and look at that. And just, again, like fostering that relationship with people, because they'll keep coming back and they will be in your corner. And I've people who have followed me, and I do not have a big following. People that have followed me for a few years, they're coming through Indiana to go to something, and they're like, can I stop by? I would love to like meet you for coffee. And that's just really cool. Like, we've become friends, and it's because of like relationships that you put time into. I think that's it.
I love that. And I actually just saw something that was a quote for a study that they did for daughters and mothers. And half of them received a text from their mom, and half of them received a voice message or talked to their mom. And their oxytocin levels increase when they hear their mother's voice. And to me, that reinforced this concept of sending voice messages and chats and voice text. Because, and Greg says that all the time, right? Like people, they know, like, and trust you from your voice. And oftentimes we read a text with our own filter, right? And we also think, oh, she copied and pasted this to everybody, right? So I think that that's a really great reminder. And like you said,
And-
it's just convenient and easy.
And Suzanne makes a good point. Like, I don't just talk about my businesses. I talk about other things because then it isn't as salesy when I am talking about Beautycounter, because it's just part of my life. I talk about, and you don't have to show your kids' faces. You can talk about things without putting them out there. I do. That's just my personal choice. But just talking about like your coffee or like you're on a walk. People are, like I said, are voyeurs and they want to see all that for some reason. I mean, I like to see it when I watch influencers. So putting other content out there just makes it so much more natural, and you seem like a real person and they want to relate to you, and it builds trust.
I want to give a plug and some insight into my experience working with Christine. So around a year ago, we had an intro call, and both of her mentors warned me before. She doesn't want to talk about skincare. She only likes the makeup. Don't push her. And people get real worried that I'm going to scare people away. Let me tell you, people on my team sometimes do not give teammates access to Audrey because they're like, well, don't scare them away. Nobody wants to work. And I was like, I can play it cool, believe it or not. Like, it's okay. Let's talk. And she was like, she already knew what she loved for her skincare, wasn't interested in Beautycounter, was like just makeup.
I think I
Which-
said yet. I'm not interested yet.
But the point being, one, in order to share, you don't have to know everything. You share what you love. Because even I don't use every single thing on Beautycounter. We don't have to only be Beautycounter, Beautycounter, Beautycounter. She shared what she liked and was open to learning and slowly made transitions to other skincare. But I think sometimes when we're new, it's like, I don't want to share until I've done all the trainings, or until I've got all the products, or all I have is my Flawless in 5, or all I have is this. She authentically shared what she had. And then her community was able to grow with her as she got more confident in skincare, as she got more confident. And she shared the safer aspect, but it was really her enthusiasm and her excitement for the chapstick, for whatever the makeup was. And then as she attended more calls and got more eloquent at talking about the deeper aspect, right? I remember at one point being like, share a little bit more of the education. Like, remember, we're education, like, because she's not scared of sales. A lot of us don't want to sell anything, right? Heaven forbid we sell anything. Christine naturally is gifted at selling because she's sharing authentically. But you don't have, none of us are good at this when we first start. None of us are. But she ripped the Band-Aid off and just started sharing what she learned as she learned it. And like that turned into her hitting, multiple promotions over the months that her 2 trips. She earned Hawaii and she earned DC. She went to lead. She was also like, yeah, I'm going to go to lead. Why wouldn't I? This is a great opportunity. It's probably going to be fun. I'm probably going to meet some friends, as opposed to like, I can't go to that. I'm not whatever level, right? Like, yeah, there was nerves. Like, it was like a kind of a scary thing to go with all of these people she'd never met in person before, but she was like, what the heck? Let's try it. And so just no matter where you are in your journey, you might be 5 years in and feel like you haven't fully ripped that Band-Aid off, rip it off and just start sharing however you share, whether that's text messages, emails, social media. She was very open to sharing what she loved when she loved it. It wasn't an all, okay, we're going to go big with this. So wanted to share that aspect too.
And I think, like you touched on the fear piece, I am a huge introvert. I do not like big groups of people. I hate meeting new people. I mean, I don't know why online it's different, but I was very nervous. Jamie will speak to this, to come to lead, but I decided that I was just going to like push past the fear. And I just kept saying like, okay, what's the best thing that can happen? I know Audrey says that all the time. and doing it anyways, because I know it was going to be good for me. So sometimes getting online and going in your stories is scary, but like, what's the best thing that can happen? And that's kind of what I said in the beginning of me getting online when I didn't want to do it, just saying F the fear and just do it anyway, because there's really good things that can happen from it.
I wanted to say something really quick if I could. I think that something new that I learned from Christine is how good she is at leveraging things. And it's a different skill. I think the word is like really important, because when we talk about something, maybe we're like creating something together and we don't know what we want to do next with it. She's always ready to check out Audrey's stories or pull from here, and takes original content, will do research, and then collaborates to put it all together. And that taught me a new way of doing things. And the reality is Christine's really, really good at some things that I'm really not good at. And instead of trying to become as good at it, right, I let myself go and I said, I can accept that help because she's really good at that. And I can contribute in the ways that I'm really good. So when we look at ourselves as teams, if we collaborate more than replicate, we're really leveraging everybody, and we totally rise together from that. And I think I'm not like, people might meet me and they think I'm a type A, and I'm not. Like, I'm like a type J. So it's really great for me to have a leader that knows what she's good at and also acknowledges what's harder for her and what she prioritizes. And that's why I think our team has come together so strongly and is building something great. And I think quickly, right? I mean, happy anniversary, friend.
That's beautiful, Suzanne. I love it. So true. I always have said work smarter, not harder. And yes, I'm a strategic planner, and you know, if we leverage everybody's strengths, like, we are so strong. But us replicating other people's stuff and recreating the wheel is a waste of our time and energy for sure. So great. Okay. We have 2 primary offers for March. We have our advocate offer. So if you want to bring somebody on to do this with you, like Christine and Suzanne, and to share fragrance, if they enroll and spend over $150 US or Canada, they get a fragrance bundle that is worth $130 US, $173 Canada, and they get free shipping. So yeah, I love it. Fist pump. And then our current member only offer, which I think is really exciting because our members are our loyal customers, right? And we want to reward them, and we want them to know that we appreciate them being a part of this community, right? And helping to shift legislation through the power of their dollars and purchasing. It's the wording's a little confusing, but it's March 3rd through the 10th. We'll see what Beautycounter does with it for the rest of the month, but it's while supplies last. They can get the Discovery set, which is all 5 cents, the little mists. I think it's 5, right? They can get that for free with only $100 spend, and we know they get free shipping. And then is it site-wide free shipping over $50? Is that right? So that Discovery set, speaking of leveraging, that is something I am going to leverage very intensely over the next 6 days. Number one, because I'm pumped that it's our anniversary. I am beyond excited that we are bringing attention to the word fragrance and the fragrance loophole, and that we are doing fragrance beyond clean, right? Like, some of us have stopped wearing fragrance for 8 years, a decade, right? And it always made me sick. Fragrance is the secondhand smoke. Oh, somebody has a burning question. I don't think we do. I don't, Suzanne. We'll have an MD ED call tomorrow, so maybe we'll get a better handle on that. Yeah, Audrey, front load, do it. Go now, today. But yes, leverage those. And I've shared this with many people, but Audrey gifted me a different brand of a fragrance sampler for my 40th birthday, and I loved it. I loved the experience. I loved getting to choose. I loved sharing it with my husband. I found a new fragrance that I absolutely loved. And I thought of her every time I wore it and smelled it and got compliments on it. Plug Miles Away is very, very similar to that one. And so I've really enjoyed starting to wear fragrance again. And I think clean fragrance isn't as offensive. I know it's not. I don't think it's not as offensive as traditional fragrance. So when I walk into a room with patients, like you got to be very careful when you're in that close proximity with people. And I can wear it and it's not overpowering. Nobody's sneezing, like trying to breathe to get out of the room. But people notice it and they appreciate it and they compliment you on it. And it's just that little touch that's kind of that special connection between human beings. I think when we're behind screens all the time, right? When we go out into the real world to experience each other, it's just special. So leverage that discovery set. I'm trying to keep up with the chat, but I'm not. So, oh, and also podcast. I'll share it here. We started an Advocast. And so far, everyone that I've listened to, I've really enjoyed. So I'm sharing that in the chat too. And next up is Audrey again with Impact Scholarship and a couple of ideas. So get your notepad ready for social media posts to leverage March 4th and our anniversary month for your business.
Okay. So in the field call, there's 3 videos linked that are all phenomenal, just a few minutes that we can share on social. So I think of this as like low hanging fruit. If you're kind of like, what do? I don't want to make a fancy reel. It's, Melissa's writing in Mission Toolkit. Okay. It also is individually linked in the field notes if you just want to get that, but Melissa will tell you why you don't want to skip the Mission Toolkit as well. Those would be great to trickle in. Whether you put it main story on Instagram, the link to it on your Facebook, wherever you share it, can even link it in a text message, right? Like, wow, I love using those as is sharing those videos. You don't have to go on and on about like a recruiting conversation. You should join this because, or this is what I've been telling you about. Just something like, wow, I just watched this video. It's really powerful. I think it might resonate with you too. And then send the link. Because who wouldn't this resonate? I mean, it impacts all of us. A safer future, clean ingredients does affect every person in our nation. And so just a simple 1-line blurb with a link to whatever your favorite video is, maybe all 3 spread out. Same thing with a post. Like today is a day to be unapologetically loud. It's our anniversary. It's our mission. March 4th. We say is FORTH, moving forward in our movement. Today's the day. But just like any other everybody calls it their birthday month now, right? We have all month to be loud and proud. And guess what? You flex that muscle, you're going to be more confident flexing that muscle throughout the year. So I would say utilize those 3 videos, whether you do it all this week, boom, 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 or maybe you spread that out over the month, utilize them. They're phenomenal. Now, something that I would encourage you, and I love when we do these and then everybody like the lipstick drive. Oh my God, that was so fun every day to see like 3 or 4 more people with the lipstick drive working for that, having the selfie of that. Let's bring back the charcoal mask because it's like the easiest scroll stopping image to post. And hopefully every single person has the charcoal mask because that is our cult follow. Like it is the bomb for 99.9% of skin types, and people like doing masks, right? It's a gateway to Beautycounter because somebody doesn't have to switch their whole routine. Somebody might love their skincare and they're not ready to talk to you about switching things up yet, but a charcoal mask is complementary to any skincare line that you're already using. So they don't have to break up with who they're married to come to Beautycounter. They can just squeeze that in. And boys, girls, like young kids, older, everybody can use this. And it's not a sales pitch. So slap on a charcoal mask, whether it's a video or just a selfie, saying a simple thing like love a good detox at the end of, and whatever your day consisted of, a day of fighting for clean beauty, a day of engineering. Ruha's our engineer on the call, a day of Jamie's sick in bed, a day of being sick in bed. It literally works with whatever you did. A day of watching whales, a day of fighting with a 3-year-old, right? Or a day of doing nothing. And then in parentheses, P.S. How are my pores so dirty when I did nothing all day, right? You can work it into whatever you did. And people, it's a conversation starter. Oh my God, I love a mask. What is that? Don't include link in profile. Let me know if you want to buy it. It's not a sales pitch. You're posting like a happy customer. the way we would post our coffee, the way we would post a pretty haircut, posting like a happy customer. Okay. I love the charcoal mask because it also is a little bit less you take yourself less serious than trying to do your makeup pretty. And you go to take a selfie and you're like, why is it so hard to take a good selfie? The charcoal mask it's okay to be goofy and look funny. It's a filter without a filter, right? So please, over the next week, every person post a charcoal mask selfie in some way, shape, or form. Conversation starter, seed planter of, oh, this girl likes taking care of her skin. And then also utilize one or all of those videos. You're planting seeds. That's not going to result in 50 people messaging you the day after you message, oh, let me order Beautycounter. But what you're doing is you're connecting the dots. You're starting to mark the territory. You want people, when Beautycounter comes into their mind, which lucky for us, this company is so exceptional, it can come into their mind via a podcast, via a business outlet, via the Wall Street Journal, via Ulta. There's so many different ways that somebody might hear about Beautycounter. You want them to go, oh my gosh, my friend Melissa, she really likes Beautycounter. My friend Allison, she's been sharing about Beautycounter for a while. Because we don't know when that light bulb's going to go off in their head. But ask yourself, would the general public, would most of your community know that you do Beautycounter? Or would they think of somebody else in their news feed or in their life? And if you don't think they think of them, up your reach. Because if it's out of sight, it's out of mind. And some of you might get tired of hearing me say this. I still will get people that start their message to me. I don't know if you're still with Beautycounter, but blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, what? Huh? Like you haven't been following me from, because people have blinders on. They're not watching what I'm doing. They're not worried about my life. They're worried about their life. But when they are ready, I want them to know there's association between Audrey and Beautycounter, and I'm the person they're going to ask. And I want all of your communities to think that way about you. So this is a great starting point. Tag us, tag your mentor so we can hype you up, because it can be scary when you first start sharing it. But those are 2 easy ways. Go, share, be, counter. Okay, and then the Impact Scholarship. So does everybody know we have an Impact Scholarship? I feel like, of course we do, but in case you miss it, so every month we give out 15 Impact Scholarships to people of diverse minority backgrounds. This might be people part of LGBTQ communities. This might be minorities. This might be handicapped communities. There's underrepresented communities is what we're looking for, because our mission, everybody, we want to get safer products in the hands of everyone, right? By educating them. Everyone means everyone, not just the smaller subgroup of community that can afford it right now. That's why we're trying to change the laws, right? Because if we change the laws, all products are going to get better. The raw ingredients are going to be more affordable. But in order to bring awareness, we need people in broader communities than what we currently represent. And so they fill out the link. Can somebody drop the link? Otherwise I will when I'm done talking, to the scholarship form. When you're just looking at the Beautycounter website, when you go to join as an advocate, the Impact Scholarship has its own link. It's just a form you fill out. Anybody that falls into those categories, you should be offering it to them. Hey, I thought of you. You might think I'm totally crazy, but if clean ingredients is important to you, and maybe they're new, maybe it's not, maybe they have no idea what Beautycounter is, in which case invite them to your next pop-up, help educate them. But they get a business. They get a business they get completely free. Their website's free, which normally is $50 to enroll, right? And then they get like the equivalent of our medium set. It's a couple $100 worth of products. Normally it's $50 a month that we select earners for the Impact Scholarship, but March, 1, because it's our anniversary celebration, and 2, because it's Women's History Month, and we are predominantly a female-driven organization, we're upping it to 100. So be bold in your offer. I've never once had somebody be offended or like, ew, why would you think I do it? People are like, oh my God, you think I can earn it? And then the people that earn it are so like, what? God, it's such an honor to be able to be picked. Maybe they end up being phenomenal. Maybe they end up being terrible, but it doesn't matter, because they got a big, safer swap of products that was free to them. They learned a little bit while they were here. And worst case scenario, if they go back to being a customer, they felt empowered during that time, and it's a special bond they have, right? So you have from the 1st to the 15th to get your applicants in. If they miss it this month, they can apply next month too. I've had people that have applied 3 months in a row, and by the third month they end up getting it. But you have to get it in by that 15th of the cutoff. If you have more questions, you can message me separately and I can help nominate them. No, they fill it out, Sissy. We don't fill it out for them. The person that is applying fills it out.
One more question regarding that. I've never even asked anybody about this, and I live in a huge minority community, obviously, so I have not taken advantage of this. Only one can apply per consultant. Is that what am I right?
No,
As many can apply?
as many can apply. Yeah.
It used to be just one?
Nope.
I'm off. Okay, so if I tell a few or talk to a few people, then all 7 can apply. Wow.
All of them can apply.
Interesting.
All of them. Can
Okay,
apply.
great.
And there's no they might not all 7 make it. I mean, with 100, who knows? You know, some months we barely have 50 people enroll. Some months it's a couple hundred. So it's just kind of by chance who gets it each month. But if they don't, every time most of the time my people get it the first month they apply. But if they don't, I'm just like, you're already ready to go for next month. And by the first, I'm like, hey, let's reapply for that impact scholarship. And they're like, bing, bing, bing. I mean, it's a very simple process.
And one more question regarding that. Do they just fill out what the form is, or do they have to write like a little story or why they want to be picked? I've never
So
gone through the
anyone
whole
who's
thing.
done it, it used to be that you wrote a very short essay, and I would
Okay.
help my people do that. They recently changed it, and I don't think they have to write the essay anymore. Does anybody know in the last 2 months if they still write the essay or not? I'm trying to think. I know Allison, I know Christy. I'm trying to think who had the most recent earner. Jamie? Jamie knows. I'll get back to you on that. But you too, Sissy, I think we can click through it. There might be an issue with logging in as consultant. I'll get back to you on that to double check. There did used to be.
Okay,
Jamie says, yes, you still write the essay. Yeah.
okay, thank you.
But when I kid you not, like a paragraph suffices. It's really just, here's who I am. Here's why I'm interested. Doesn't have to be anything fancy. Okay. That's
We
it.
good?
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you, Audrey. I'm gonna have to go back and take notes on your social media recommendations. Melissa is going to share the new Lindsay Doll mission toolkit and about sunscreen updates, and then a couple of events that HQ is having in the next 2 weeks. I have a hard stop at 1:30, but the call will keep going. But just apologies to all of y'all. I've got to jump to another call, so that's why I'm going to get off in a minute.
Michelle, when you do, oh wait, never mind. I'm the host. Never mind. I was gonna say, give me.
So I'm going to start with the events just because I want to make sure everyone gets to that before, because I'm sure Michelle's not the only person that has things to jump to. So there are 2 HQ sponsored events coming up this month. Yes, they didn't give us a lot of time. Yep, I know, but we're going to roll with it anyway. The first is Friday, at Hampton Roads, Virginia. So if anyone has, and I should say both of these events are open to current brand advocates, someone who you think would want to learn a little bit more about Beautycounter, either through products or through the business opportunity. So it's not like your hobbyist necessarily, although if you're a brand advocate, everyone is welcome, but people that you think might want to know a little bit more about Beautycounter, and you want to introduce the products and the mission to them. These will be hosted by HQ, so they'll be like nice and on brand and have little, all the pretty things, right? So Hampton Roads, Virginia is Friday, March 8th. It is a morning event. It is 9:30 to 11:30. And we can post in the team page, like the full details and the splash that pages and things like that for these. And then the other one is Wednesday, March 13th in Raleigh, North Carolina. So when these events are announced by HQ, what I typically do is I go through my team as well as through my clients, and to people that I know have communities in those areas, and reach out and say directly to them like, hey, there's an event going on in your town or nearby. You might be interested in this. If you have a couple friends, you guys can carpool together and learn a little bit about clean beauty, even if you yourself are not going to be there. So I like to leverage tools that HQ gives us. Questions on that? I know I'm rolling through them quick because we only got like 5 minutes left. Yes, bordering states that are closed, all the things like Michelle said. Secondly, there is a invite only retreat happening on Cape Cod at the end of this month. If you are local to Cape Cod or neighboring areas, or if you are just willing to jump on a plane in 3 weeks from now, you are message me or Michelle or Audrey or one of your mentor, whoever your mentor is, and we will go over the requirements for the invite and see if you're eligible to join us in the Cape in Chatham. It's going to be an amazing event led by us as leaders. It's just our larger team with Allison Ellsworth, Cully Ellsworth on it. So it'll be a really, really, really fun weekend of all the good things. So if you are interested in that, message us and we will see if you are eligible for an invite, because we would love to extend it to everyone who is eligible to come and hang out with us. Okay, what else am I supposed to talk about? Sunscreen. Sunscreen is now full commission as of March 1st. Okay, here's the caveat, guys. It's going to be full commission for a year. Beautycounter takes the biggest hit on the sunscreen. It costs them much more than this, so they don't get the same margins basically as what they pay us, which is why we've always had half 50% commission on it. So you have to sell sunscreen in order for us to keep this full commission. Okay, so start thinking about the ways to share sunscreen, start thinking about incentives or ways to encourage your clients, start showing it more, start taking more pictures, start really sharing from the rooftops sunscreen. And there will be a slow roll repackaging coming out also. We don't really have any details on that or what that packaging looks like or when it's all going to happen. So for now, share what you have. And as we get newer looks of sunscreens and things like that, we will update. And yes, Suzanne, I think that the larger size lotion is out of stock because it's probably going to be one of the first things that gets repackaged. So they're just not going to probably be they won't be putting back in stock the old packaging. So as things run out on the old packaging, those will be the things that get rolled out probably first in the new packaging. So, okay. 2 minutes left. Woo! All right. Social mission. Mission toolkit. Just kidding. There was a call and a recording. Lindsay Dahl and Dr. J and Tassi were all leading this call. If you do not make the call, I will drop both the call and the mission toolkit link here, or someone else can do it before I get to it. Essentially, there's a bunch of things that they've given us that we can share. They fall across like 4 main points of our social mission: safety, responsible sourcing, packaging, and advocacy work. The 3 videos that Audrey talked about for social media are there. As a very brief overview, right now with safety, we're focusing a lot on PFAS. And we're focusing, that ties into the advocacy leg where we're focusing on the Give 'em Lip campaign and the No PFAS in Cosmetics Act. Also focusing on heavy metal testing. For responsible sourcing, they're focusing on mica right now, but know that we do have 3 different sourcing ingredients that we lean into: mica, vanilla, and palm oil, with more coming. Packaging, we have a really great recycling program with Pack Collective for your difficult to recycle containers. And we have 2 environmental sustainability goals, one for 2025 and one for 2050. If you don't know what they are, we can talk more about them. And then advocacy, the We Matter video, and there's 2 US call to actions right now, as well as a Canada call to action. So lots of things. I have like 30 seconds left. There's a lot more to talk about that, but if you have any other questions on any of those things, message me directly or anyone else, your mentor, whoever, because I could talk for days on social mission stuff. And
You
that
did
is
it! 1:30 on the dot, Brennan. I'm impressed.
I'm sweating over here, guys.
And that's why we have our type A people. Awesome job. Thank you guys all for hanging in. Thank you, Audrey, Melissa, Kate, for always leading so well. And without further ado, let's